One thing I don't hear talked about enough is that weed isn't a strong drug and that it doesn't have any negative consequences. And technically, sure, it's not like heroin or alcohol withdrawals, but what I do think it does do is it dysregulates your nervous system and it quietly steals your dopamine levels over long-term use. Weed has become so widely accepted, and not only that, the frequency that people are doing it because it's become legal has definitely escalated. So people can now do it all day, every day, and be high 24/7 by just using their vapes on their drive home from work or at a lunch break or, just secretly just take a little puff. And I definitely tie that into the mental health crisis that we're going through today. Because me being a chronic marijuana user for 20 years and stopping for about 3 months and over, my life trying to quit, I realized how hard it really is because your sleep is off, your joy levels don't come back for a long time. You have to really endure a lot of emotional anguish, and it takes a long time to restabilize your mental health. And so I think it needs to get more attention for that, and that it's quietly stealing away our emotional regulation and our joy and our happiness. And I think it's also creating a lot of anger because we're silencing those feelings and we're not really processing them, and they're showing up in other ways like road rage or huge political arguments or an increase in fighting culture. And so I've just noticed that through my journey in smoking weed over most of my life and then trying to quit multiple times, and this time quitting for good, that it definitely is something that is, I think, the most difficult thing to overcome because it takes a long time to find full recovery and to come back to your true self, especially if you've been smoking it since you were a kid and you don't really know who you are without it. So if you're like me and you've been smoking weed for a long time, or even if you just started doing it and you notice that you're doing it every day, let's talk about this issue more. I just want to say I will open my comments and DMs pretty soon. I'm just new to this journey too of putting myself on camera, and not only that, being kind of newly sober myself. So I'm trying to protect the message and my nervous system, and I'm trying to build a community, and hopefully we can all stick together and